welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about the elephant in the room before I start this video, and that is these lips. I'm trying to step out there for y'all. I'm out of my comfort zone completely, and I'm wearing a bold lip. And I didn't take baby steps. I just went full on bold. So what I'm wearing, it actually came in my BoxyCharm. I'll tell you real quick. It's the Bella Pierre Cinnamon Lip Pencil and the Ofra liquid lipstick in Americano. And I will say, I wore this yesterday to kind of get a feel of it, because really, this is so uncomfortable for me. It's a very comfortable liquid lipstick formula. I know you've heard that from a ton of people, but now you've heard it from me. So if we can get through this, and if y'all can stick with me through these bold lips, then we are going to get started with my 2015 favorites. And this is so exciting because a lot of you have asked me to do like a Holy Grail product video, and this is basically it. I mean, I picked one of my absolute favorite in every category, with the exception of blush. There's two different blushes that I have because I want to give you a drugstore alternative. So anyways, I'm going to jump right in this because it's hopefully not going to be too long, but it's definitely going to be a longer video because I got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to go in order of my face. And I don't know why I didn't wear this stuff today, y'all. I just didn't even think about it. But now that I look at it, I should have this on my face so you can see. But a lot of this is repeats. You know how I feel about these products. You've seen me use them in tutorials. So, you know, if you have any questions about anything, leave it in the comments below. But the primer that I have used the most and has been my favorite is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. And as you can see, it's less than halfway full. And if you have this, you know that that takes a lot of use to get it because you need the tiniest amount. And it's just a really nice primer to smoothen your lines and pores. The whole Step 1 line is great for Makeup Forever. Y'all know this. My Holy Grail foundation and favorite of 2015 is the, don't pay attention to my nails, the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau. I'm in the color 03. I think it's beige clear, but all it says here is 03. Perfect finish foundation. Lasts all day long on me. Absolutely gorgeous. It is a little bit more pricey. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I don't have it here, but that is a close runner-up for a drugstore. Next step is to correct any darkness I have under my eyes or any dark spots that may have popped up. And we all know, if you've watched me for any length of time, that the Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in orange is my favorite for that. It will completely cancel out any blues, purples, blacks, browns, and age spots. Anything that's a dark color, it will completely cancel out. Love, love, love. And it lasts forever. And I have a love of concealers. And so I use a different one every day. But really the one that I had to repurchase this year and the one that I will continue to repurchase forever is the MAC Prolongwear Concealer. And I have mine in the color NC20 because I also use this as a highlighter. So I'll go in with the corrector and then I'll use the concealer on top, under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose. You've seen it. So I like to cream highlight and cream contour before I powder highlight and powder contour because I think it just amps up everything. So my favorite cream highlight this year has been the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. I have the Opal as well, but I prefer the Moonstone. Just on my skin, I think that, I don't know, I think it shows up better. I prefer the Opal pressed better, but I prefer the Moonstone liquid. Did y'all get that? Because it confused me. Okay, so to set all that, the next things I do is I go in with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. It's pretty much the only thing I've used all year. This is my second tub this year. I don't know, I've tried other things. I've tried banana powders. I don't know if it's just my skin tone, but they just don't look right, and I feel like they're cakier. The only exception is I do like the MAC Studio Fix powder foundation to set the MAC Prolongwear. But anything else, it looks cakey. So this is pretty much my daily go-to for setting my under eyes. For setting my entire face, goodness, it really depends on what foundation I use because there's some that look really good with, some foundations that look really good with like my Nars Crystal Powder and some that are too dewy for that, and then I just look like an oil streak. And so really this is the powder that I have found that goes with any foundation and just really makes me have like a porcelain doll finish. I do have this on today over the MAC Prolongwear Nourishing Foundation, but it is the MAC Prep and Prime CC Loose Powder, and I have the color Adjust. You can see I'm almost out. You can see it's just kind of a skin tone beige color, but it really does adjust to your skin tone. I mean, I've used this on clients that are much lighter and much darker than me, and it works fine. So I just really love that. And then I go in with my bronzer, which again, I have such a love. I mean, I have such a love for all makeup products. Let's get real. But this one is my go-to. It's the second one I bought this year of this actual color. This is in the limited edition packaging, but it's the Nars Laguna bronzer. And this is actually called the Tahiti Laguna because it comes in with this little mini Ita brush. Nars packaging's awful with fingerprints, y'all, but it's worth it for the product inside. This is a swatch of the bronzer, and one of the reasons this is my favorite is because it can also be a contour color. It works good for both bronzing and contouring. Now for liquid bronzer, I've been loving my Giorgio Maestro Liquid Summer, which again, I've used this in a ton of tutorials. This is in the color 100, and to me, this bronzer looks the most like a tan when you put it on your face. There's something about it. It's just absolutely beautiful. It blends in beautifully. It's right there. The Giorgio Armani Liquid Summer in color 100. So I went a little out of order there, but now I'm going to come to blush. And I have two companies that I like the best. One is high-end, one is drugstore. So the high-end is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blushes, color Mood Exposure. And this is just a nice mauve, nude, neutral color. It really goes with any eye look and any lip color. I love it. And then I have Luminous Flush, which is more of a pinky blush. And it's mixed with the Luminous Ambient Lighting Power, which I absolutely love as a highlight. Just very pretty blush. So the drugstore blush, and this is my favorite color, but it really goes for formula too. I think this is bar none one of the best blushes you can get in the drugstore. And it's the Milani Baked Blush, and this is in the color Luminoso. I'm sure you've all seen it, but it's just a nice coral, it's got a very high sheen to it. It's beautiful in the summer, but really the Milani Baked Blushes are absolutely phenomenal in any color that you get. Now for highlighters. It was tough, but it wasn't tough because I have so many, and I've bought so many in 2015, but so many of them are ones that I bought like in the last 2 months, so I can't really cheat and say that they're my 2015 favorites, although they'll probably be my 2016. I say that, and I'll get like 10 more before the end of 2016. I can't get this open. This is actually not sold as a highlighter. It is an eyeshadow, and it's the KIKO Milano Long Lasting Wet and Dry Eyeshadow in the color 208. And it's just this very shiny gold color. You can see it right there. It is absolute perfect. It lasts all day long. It's very, very, very similar to MAC Oh Darling, Estee Lauder Heatwave, MAC Whisper of Guilt, So Hollywood. I mean, any of those gold highlighters that are so popular right now, very, very similar. And this is $14, and KIKO is always having sales. So be sure and sign up for their website because they just started selling online in the US. So check out, I love these eyeshadows in general, but definitely check out number 208 for highlighting. All right, we're going to go on to our eyes. And as far as like priming my eyes, this has been my favorite for the whole year. Recently I've been using the Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion. But this is empty, and that's the reason I got the Urban Decay. This is what I used for about 8 months of the year and absolutely loved it. It is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. I have a little bit left. You can see it's skin color. It blends out. It's so smooth. It's so moisturizing. It's really good for dry lids. And another thing I love about this is that it's also technically a primer for your concealer. So a lot of times, like my eye primer will get underneath my eyes. Which with this, I didn't care. I didn't have to go clean it up because it's supposed to help with your concealer too. I never used it specifically for that, but I can see how it would be great. It is very moisturizing. It does stay put all day long. So as far as eyeshadows, obviously I'm not going to pick one eyeshadow. I mentioned in my last favorites video the Makeup Forever M928, a total love for me. But I have like one of these small Sephora palettes, which are $10, and they are so nice. But this is my like everyday eyeshadow palette. And all but one of them are Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows. So I will say that probably they have quickly become my favorite shadows as a whole of 2015. And I was going to pick my favorite palettes, but basically they were all the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes that she's come out with, that I've gotten, the Amrezy, the Artist Couture, the other Artist palette with the bright colors. I just love every single palette she comes out with and all of her single shadows. So I'm going to swatch just a couple of these, but real quick, this is Peach Sorbet, Violet, Birkin, Dark Matte Orange. This is Blanc, which I use every single day. As you can tell, I've hit pan. I use that to set my concealer. This is Red Earth, Orange Soda, which is great for a transition color, Pink Champagne, Sangria, Metal, Dusty Rose, which I've also hit pan on, and Smoke. And then right here is Nylon, and that is an actual matte color that I use every single day on the inner corner of my eye. So again, just very, very, very good formula. They are a little on the pricey side, but you can get bundles and save money. So I'm going to swatch a few of these right now. Okay, so we have Metal, Birkin, this is Red Earth, Pink Champagne, Dusty Rose, and Smoke. So again, just a few of those swatches. Just absolutely so blendable, so pigmented, so perfect. So definitely check those out. Now, as far as eyeliners go, I think none of these will come as a surprise to you. And I have two of them on my eyes today. But it depends on what kind of look I'm going for. If I have like a little darker eye look and I want to maybe smoke out my lower lash line a little bit more and just use dark colors, then I'll go in with like a brown or a black in the waterline. I prefer a really dark brown, and what I use is the Stila Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner in Damsel, and this stuff does not go anywhere. And I have a whole drawer full, probably 50 to 75 different eyeliners. You know, you get them with point perch and free samples and all that kind of stuff, and none of them stay in my waterline like this does. It's this and the one I tightline with. But it's such a dark brown that it really kind of comes off as black, but it's not as harsh. So it's just really, really nice. And then the one I tightline with every single day is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Pencil in Blacker. Oh my goodness, y'all. It just fell out. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I gotta get a new one because obviously it's at its end of its life. That's really sad. But I have had this forever. I got this as a point perk, I think, for 100 points, and it is I bet it's lasted me all year. It's crazy, and I use it every single day. So that is it right there. And when I do want a more harsh waterline look, I do use that because those two right there are the only ones that will stay in my waterline all day long. Now, if I'm wanting like a more bright-eyed open look, I will put a white in my waterline, and for that, I use the LA Girl Glide On Gel Pencil, and this is the color Whiten, so it's right there. And it just really brightens your eyes, makes you look more awake, less tired, makes the whites of your eyes look bigger. So I just really like that. And as far as liquid liner, I have very wrinkly eyelids. I don't know why. I just don't feel like they should be as wrinkly as they are, so I'm just assuming it's hereditary. So a lot of the felt tip liners and even the brush tip liners like the Kat Von D, I like them, but they tend to skip on my wrinkles and my folds of my eyelids, so I need something that's easier to apply than that. So if I'm not using a gel liner, which I've really been loving the Morphe gel liner in Slate, but I haven't used it long enough to call it a favorite. So my favorite liquid liner, and it's a love-hate relationship, and I'll tell you why. It's black as all get out. It's in a brush like this, so it's much easier, and I just got it all over my hand. It's much easier to apply. I'll tell you what it is. It's the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. Okay. Inexpensive, drugstore, great. Easy to apply, great. Really, really black, great. Okay. All pros. The con is that when I go to take it off, it will flake all over my face for days. I mean, I get up, I use a cleansing oil, a cleanser, a makeup remover, and I still have flakes all over my face. So that is a con, because I do have to work on getting all those off, and I don't like to rub on my eyes, so just be aware of that. Some people have said it flakes off on them during the day. I have never had that problem. It's just when I go to take it off, and it's to the point where like I wake up the next morning and I have flakes all over my eyelids. So I have to go in with an eye makeup remover again. So that's not so great. But as far as like pigmentation, long wearing, easy to apply, cheap, I mean, it's my favorite of 2015. Okay. The mascara combo that I'm going to talk about is going to be of no surprise to anyone. The only mascara I use on my bottom lashes is the MAC Giga Black Lash Extended Play Giga Black Lash. The wand is so incredibly small. And, you know, I've had smaller wands. I've used the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, which is much smaller. But it's just, it's long, it's small, so it covers your entire bottom lashes in pretty much one swipe. And it does not smudge on me. Someone said this is technically a tubing mascara, which I wasn't aware of, but I guess it could be. And they're known to not smudge as much. It comes off easily. The Clinique lower lash, oh my, I could not get it off my eyes. Again, I was having to like scrub my eyelashes, which no one wants to do because that just makes them fall out and it's not good. Y'all, I'm really, every time I look in the monitor, I'm like, these lips. Okay, so the mascara combination is, of course, my Giorgio Lash Primer. I put this on before every single mascara unless I'm wearing lashes. I don't bother with it then because I don't want to waste it. It is pretty pricey. But I've had this for like way longer than I probably should be using it. Probably like, I don't know, 7 months. It's almost out, so I'm going to have to repurchase it, but still, 7 months is not that bad. And then, of course, my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Forever a holy grail. I will never, ever not have this. It's perfection in every way. Love it, love it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a couple brushes that I've been loving, and then lips, and then we're done. So I only picked 4 brushes, and what I did was I picked 4 that I use every day, no matter what. So I feel like that's my favorite. I have a lot of brushes, and I like to change it up, but I always go back to these 4, and they are dirty. I'm going to warn you, because I did just use them, and I did not have time to wash them. So the powder brush that I use all the time, as you know, is the It Brushes by Ulta, the Velvet Luxe Plush Powder Brush, and it's number 313. But it's very fluffy, very, very, very soft. It's almost, I don't know if it came like this. I've had it for so long, but see how it tapers like that? I don't know if it's supposed to do that. But oh well, it makes it easy to kind of just press stuff in as well as sweep it across the face. Another It brush that I use every single day, as y'all know, is the It Brushes for Ulta again. And this is the Soft Touch Blush Brush. And soft it is. It is so soft. It's almost impossible to put too much blush on your cheeks with this brush. So that's one of the main reasons I love it, aside from how soft it is and such good quality. And I will tell you, I spot clean my brushes, and I say every day, doesn't look like it, but I do, with the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. And then I deep clean every 2 weeks, and this has held up. Both of these brushes have held up like champs. So the It brushes, they are a little more expensive, but again, Ulta always has, not always, but like once a quarter comes out with their 20% off coupon that you can use on everything. Get you some It brushes next time they come out with that. They are so worth it. Okay, another brush that you've heard me talk about forever is the Morphe E4. It is the blush / contour brush, and I use this mostly for contouring and just, you know, in the hollows of my cheek. So, and then it's also good for on your forehead. Y'all see me use that a 1,000 times. And then this one I use in every tutorial, but I don't know if I've ever talked about it. It's the Wayne Goss number 2 brush. And it's so dirty, but I use it to set my under eyes. Talk about soft. I have never felt brush more soft than this. This is softer than any It brush I've felt. It's, I don't know. It's perfection, and it's not cheap. I think this was $35, but for a brush that you're going to use every single day, and for a brush that you're going to have under your eyes, I cannot stress enough that you do not want to tug under your eyes, or even on your eyelids for that matter. It will age you the quickest of any part of your face. So for something you're going to use every single day under your eyes, $35, not that expensive when you put it that way. So Wayne Goss number 2 brush. Okay, now we're to lips. So my favorite lip balm, again, I've talked about, is the Sephora. I gotta get this stain off my hand. The Sephora Super Nourishing Lip Balm. Just comes up like that. This is probably my 5th one I've had. I keep this on my, can't go a video without dropping something. I keep it on my vanity, put it on while I'm putting makeup on to keep my lips moisturized. Really like it. And I'm sure you understand how hard it would be for any of us makeup addicts to pick one lipstick that's their favorite. But what I did was picked a lip combo, because rarely do I ever just stick on a lipstick and go. I line my lips, I do a lipstick, and then I put a gloss over it, because I'm not, as you can tell, very comfortable with matte lips. I like a glossy lip. So this is the combo that I have rocked all year long and will forever wear, because it's, to me, timeless. And it is the Kevyn Aucoin Flesh Tone Lip Pencil. You can see how small this has gotten. The Too Faced Melted Longwear Lipstick in Melted Sugar. And the Buxom Lip Polish in Celeste, which this is the second tube that I bought this year. That's how much I love it. So right here is the Flesh Tone Lip Pencil in Medium, the Too Faced Sugar Melted Lipstick, and the Buxom Gloss in Celeste. And when you put them all together, the lip pencil kind of tones down the nudeness of the sugar, because it is very nude. Some people call it concealer nude. I like that though. And then the gloss on top, it plumps your lips, but it's not uncomfortable, and it finishes off a perfect lip combination. I cannot believe I forgot brows. Really quick, what I use on my brows every single day. I have brows. I'm going to get to a brow tutorial, I promise. I don't feel like anybody really wants to see it, because I don't have perfect brows by any means. But I will say my brows stop growing about right there, about midway, right where I'm touching. So everything after that is literally painted on. So I use the NYX eyebrow gel. And I used to only use the blonde when I had lighter hair, but now since I've darkened it, I will mix in the brunette with it. And I use my Anastasia number 12 brush, I think it is. And I will pretty much paint this on and kind of carve out my eyebrows with that. And then I will set it with a powder, because even though it's waterproof, I just feel more comfortable when I set any of my creams with a powder. And I got this in a BoxyCharm like, I don't know, maybe 5 months ago. And I have not stopped using it since. It's the Bodyography Brow Trio in Essential. So it's got 3 different colors. As you can see, I don't use the darkest color. I always use this middle color to set the NYX Brow Gel. And occasionally I'll use that in the front of my brows if they need a little more definition. I think we made it through all of my favorites. Thank you so much. If you have stuck with me to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you supporting my lip color choice. I'm sorry, I can't stop talking about it. It's so out of my comfort zone. So I really appreciate all your support. This, I started this channel 2 months ago, and it's been so much fun. Those of you who comment all the time and you're like a part of my family, and I just absolutely love that you love makeup as much as I do, and that you support me by watching my channel. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. You'll have a blessed day.